Hi, welcome to another episode of Free Cooking Videos. Today we're going to be making empanadas. Empanadas are a meat pie with a pie-like crust shell, and it's a traditional Argentine dish, although you'll see it in other cultures. Just about every culture has a version of this. I'm going to show you the way my mom taught me how to make empanadas, and I'm going to show you how to stuff it, and I'll discuss what's in the meat. Make sure all I won't show you that. I'll just discuss it as basically ground beef and a couple of other ingredients that you have to cook and then let cool. And right now I have that all done, and I'm going to show you how to stuff it, and we'll show you how to fry them up and eat them. You don't need any help with the eating them, I guarantee that. Okay, let's go. Alright, that's it. Okay, first we're going to take these pre-made pastry shells. They're like little tiny pie crust, but you can get them in the frozen food section of your supermarket. And you have to let them sit out, you have to thaw them out first. I like to stick them in the refrigerator overnight and then put them out at room temperature for about 10 minutes, and they're the perfect consistency. And like pie crust, you don't want to let them get too warm, otherwise they're very hard to work with. And we want to take the meat mixture, put about 1.5 teaspoons of the mixture. You don't want to fill it too much. And we want to take the water, dip your finger in a little bit of water, and put it halfway around the crust. And these aren't perfectly round, they're more of an oval shape, so you want to take it, and so the oval is this way. And we're going to fold this over very carefully so that the stuffing doesn't fall out. Go to the middle and then line up the edges, and just push down on the edges to seal it. And it's very important that you only wet one side of it. If you try to wet both sides, it will not stick. You won't get a good seal on it. It will open back up. Then what we want to do is pretty much sealed. And some people like to take a fork and push down on the edges. Let me show you what my mom showed me how to do and make it look a little bit fancier. Take your finger on the end here and just fold over against your other finger and just do that all the way around the edges. Sometimes you get the pastries that aren't so fresh and they're a little crusty on the edges like these are here, but it's still, once they fry up, you won't see any of that. But that looks much nicer than doing it with the fork method. Now let me show you one more. And we got a little crack, we just push that together. I'm going to have the rest of the filling here. And they come usually 10 in a package. So we're going to take that meat filling, put it in the center. Wet your finger halfway around, fold over into the center. The little piece fell out there. You want to push that back in, and then we want to just seal it like that, all the way down. This is what really seals it. The other part is, and let me show you the fork method. Some people like to just push it down like this with the fork all the way around, and that looks okay. I happen to think the other way looks a lot nicer though, and you can make your decision. Let me show you what I did with the fork. That looks decent, and it's a good seal. But then I like to think it looks much fancier this way, and it's a little bit more appealing. It tastes the same though, either way you do it. They still taste good. That's it. Now we're ready to fry them up. I have some oil over here that's about 350 degrees. I use my thermometer to measure that. Make sure you have one that goes up to the high temperature like that. So you want about 350 to 375 degrees. A little bit lower will work. They do cook very quickly. So here we go. Be careful when putting them in the oil. Now you can do these in a deep fryer, but I prefer to do them in a shallow pan like this because they're easier to turn over. You can fit about 3 or 4 in the pan. Cook them about 1 or 2 minutes on each side, probably not more than a minute because, like I said, they do cook quickly in 350 degree oil. Let's turn the heat up a little bit because once you put cold things into hot oil, it's going to bring the temperature down. You want to turn up the heat a little bit to maintain 350 degree temperature. And I want to take some kind of time. Like I said, probably about 30 seconds on each side will do, and then we just want to turn them over when they're golden brown. This one's not quite done. Now you can stuff empanadas with just about anything you want. If you want to make some dessert empanadas, a good idea is to take some dulce de leche, which is a caramel, and which we can show you how to make on another episode maybe, but you can buy it in the can at the store now. It's very popular. It's called dulce de leche, which means sugar of the milk, translated literally, but it's caramel basically. It's some sweetened condensed milk that you cook in the can and it turns into caramel. Okay? And those are delicious. You put the dulce de leche in there, and when you take them out, you sprinkle some sugar on the top, and they're delicious, great for dessert. You can just, use your imagination. There's stuff with cheese, you can stuff them with chicken. I'm showing you here the traditional method that I was taught. You can also bake them if you're worried about if you can't have fried foods. Baking them, I don't think they come out as tasty, but they still do come out good. That's basically it. Once they're done, you see them, they bubble up and they make a nice flaky crust. Once they're done, just put them aside, just like you do anything fried. Put them aside on some paper towels to drain the oil off, and we're done. And just let them cool off, and then eat them up. And when they're done, nice and golden brown on both sides, take them with some tongs. Put them on a dish with some paper towels to drain. And I'll turn that one over and cook a little more on the other side. And that's it. They're pretty much done. Okay, let's talk about the mixture for the empanada. Now, what goes in the mixture, I'm not going to show you cooking it here. Everybody knows how to ground beef. So it's a pound of ground beef. It is some salt and pepper to taste, usually about a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of pepper. A little bit, you can play around with those. We're going to take 1 medium onion chopped. We're going to take about 10 olives. The traditional recipe is green olives. I don't enjoy green olives, so I use Kalamata or black olives. You want to dice those up. You want to take 2 hard-boiled eggs and dice those. And you want to take this all and mix it up. You can saute the garlic with the meat or separately. It doesn't really matter because it's all going to go into the mixture. It will save a little time once you're sauteing the ground beef and making that ground beef. You can throw the onion in there with it and saute that all together and let it cool down. Once the eggs are cool, chop those up, the olives, throw it all together in a bowl. Let it cool down, at least to room temperature. You can take it and put it in the fridge overnight if you like. And that recipe, the 1 pound of ground beef to 2 eggs, salt and pepper, a teaspoon of each, and the olives, will make about 20 empanadas. Now the pastries come in 10 packs, so that'll make 20. So obviously, if you want to, you can half the recipe. Very easy to do. Or you can make the whole thing, use half. Put the other half in the fridge. It'll keep for about a week if you put it in a nice tight Tupperware container. So that's it for the mixture. You already saw how to stuff them, cook them, and that's it. Enjoy your empanadas. I'm going to enjoy this one right now. Good.